I've talked to so many marketing agencies that say, well, yeah, we do a lot of really good work for our clients. And it's like, well, show me what you've done for yourself, you know? Well, we don't have time to work on our own stuff. Well, you're a marketing agency. It's supposed to be fun. You're supposed to love doing that kind of stuff. You know, if you're a person that mows lawns, you better have the nicest looking yard on the block. Otherwise, what are you doing? You know, if you don't truly love and believe in what you're doing, why are you doing it? You know? So with video, I think it's just kind of a demonstration that, you know, look at all the blogs we put out, look at all the videos we put out, look at all the content that we're putting out. Why? Because we're content marketers. That's what we do. That's what we love.
Hey everybody, Mark from Blue Key Media here, and today I have with me Tracy from Hook Agency, and today we're going to be talking about SEO, website, and how video fits into your whole customer experience. And thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Super excited to be here, as you guys know.
Awesome. Yeah, so tell me a little bit about Hook Agency, what you guys do, and your role at Hook.
Absolutely. So Hook Agency, what we do is really straightforward. We help construction companies and small businesses generate leads. And the way we do that is through getting found on Google. And once you're found on Google, getting them to the website, and on the website, turning them into a lead through a form submission or a phone call. So ultimately, we're trying to drive revenue for companies. And my role at Hook Agency is I'm in business development or sales. Let's just call it what it is. It's sales, right? I love sales. And what I love about it is I get to help companies grow their business. So I love coming into work each and every day.
Awesome. That's great. So tell me, how does, it sounds like the SEO and the website development that you guys are doing for your clients, is it always hand in hand? Is it always like we're doing both together, or is it together sometimes?
So that's a really great question, a very important point. So I would say maybe, 80% of the clients that come to us in the beginning are just looking to get higher on Google, get more leads, get more traffic. So we're starting with search engine optimization. And after working with them for 6, 12, 18, 24 months, it might be time for a website redesign, refresh. So then we're building a new website. There's about 20% of the clients that come to us that say, hey, I need a new website. And oh, by the way, once we've got this website, if I'm going to invest this amount of time and this amount of money in a website, I want it to perform. So what can you do after the fact? And so we're touching websites in every engagement we're doing, but sometimes we're starting off by building a new website and then optimizing it and making sure it gets found on Google. But most of the time they're coming to us because they're not getting enough leads and they need to get more traffic to their website so they can get more leads.
Sure. So once you guys get more traffic to the website, that's step one.
Yep.
Or phase one. What does it mean for a website to perform? Once you have the traffic there, what are your goals there?
Yeah, so again, if you're going on Google, you're searching for best videographer in Minneapolis, right? And they find Blue Key's website. When they get to the site, you got a very short window of time to capture their attention and then keep them there. And so we're going to talk about video plays into that later, but the overarching theme is you need to have compelling content on that website that gets them to stick on the site. It's got some trust factors in it so they recognize you as a trustworthy expert. And then you need a good, strong call to action. Now, depending on how they came in, what part of the sales funnel they're in, if they're in just an awareness stage, or if they're in consideration, or if they're ready to purchase, that'll be determined by the piece of content. So on that page, if they're just in awareness stage, you're gonna have a softer call to action. Maybe it's read this next article or watch this next video. But if they came to you where it's a term or it's a search that it's very clear, high intent, that they're ready to reach out, the call to action is going to be contact us or fill out this form or something where you're giving some information so that somebody can follow up and either call you or email you.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So is it basically like you guys are measuring how many people responded to that call to action?
Yep. So yeah, if you want to think, any good search engine optimization firm should be giving you a couple key metrics, right? So we want to know how many people showed up on the website. We want to know, it's important to know, it's not critical, but it's important to know how long they were on the site, how many pages they went. But really what we're trying to figure out is how many people came to the site, how many people took the action that I wanted, right? That's your conversion rate on a website. Based on 100 people, how many are filling out the form to get more information?
Sure. So someone in the decision stage of the funnel is going to be, like you said, contacting you, reaching out. What are some of those CTAs like for other stages in the funnel, like consideration or top of the funnel kind of awareness stage?
Yeah. So on awareness stage, a lot of time it's pushing to a next piece of content. So, if you're trying to figure out how do I get more leads for my business, a couple different options are, you can use third-party lead providers, you can do your own search engine optimization on your website, you can use different channels. And a call to action on our website would be, okay, well, let's take a look at what some actual SEO options look like, right? So getting it more from, here's kind of a general overview to here's very specific information about this one service. And then once they've looked at very specific information about this one service, let's set up a free call or a free consultation. Let's set up a call, so it's kind of working them down.
Sure. So how does video fit into, let's just start with the SEO. Does video even help with your SEO?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Take a look poke around on our website. You'll notice how we use video, and it's pretty straightforward. What we use video for is getting people to engage with our site for a longer period of time. Time on site it's a ranking factor. Quality of, so what, if somebody lands on your website and they landed, let's just go back to the example of, videographer, corporate videographer, Minneapolis, right? So they land on your website, and what they're going to land on is either a blog or a service page of yours. So let's just say they landed on a blog. And on that blog, you've got 500 to 1,000 written words. That's a key metric on writing an optimized page. But if you have a video at the top, the chances of them stopping, clicking on that video, and sitting there for anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute or 2 minutes, and if they watch that whole video, that's just 2 extra minutes that you wouldn't have gotten. And then they scroll down and start reading the article. That time on site is going to help. It's an indicator to Google that whatever's on this page is interesting, it's engaging, and it's causing people to stick around for a little bit. And that's where I believe video can play a huge part of ranking on Google. Now, here's another cool thing with video. There are services out there, and I'm sure you know way more options than I do, but we use one called rev.com, rev.com.
Sure.
It's a transcription service. So luckily, I'm not responsible for too much content on Hook website, otherwise we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. But if you're lazy like me or you don't like writing, I just don't like writing, it's just not my thing. But you can take a video, and for, I think it's $1 a minute? They'll transcribe that video for you. So all of a sudden, you've got, if you're like me, like talking, whatever, you can take that transcription for $1 a minute, and you've got it transcribed, and then you can edit it and make it a blog, right? That's one of the easiest ways to crank out a ton of content is if you don't like to write, talk it out, get it transcribed, and polish it up.
Yeah.
So it's another way the video can be super helpful.
Yeah, sometimes when I search things on Google, I see a couple videos as some of the top results.
You got it.
Do you need those captions for Google to know what that video is about? Is that required for them to crawl per se? And I'm going to be full disclosure here. I know almost nothing about SEO, so if I use wrong terminology, let me know. Yeah. So how does that work?
Yeah. So unfortunately, where we are today in 2019, Google can't crawl content in a video. It doesn't, it's not there yet. So having those transcriptions, those are the words, it can crawl words. So I can't guarantee that it's the end all be all, but yes, absolutely. Having a good title on your video and having a good description with that transcription helps a lot. Another thing that I've noticed is our videos that are shared on social, not to kind of take us away, but going back to videos that engage people, videos on social with captions, you get a lot higher views because people, they start tracking views after like, I don't know, however many seconds. And you can get people to watch longer video on a social platform if you've got transcriptions, because most people that are scrolling on Instagram, that are scrolling on LinkedIn, technically probably should be doing something else, so they don't have their sound on. And so having that transcription, we found, has worked really well. So having the subtitles, I guess, on those videos, again, it goes back to time on site, time on video. Those are metrics that are getting measured and they're working. So
absolutely. So you guys are doing quite a bit of video on social that I've seen. Yeah. Tell me about, what are you guys doing? What's working? What's not working? What are you seeing? Great.
So we love LinkedIn. That's where marketers tend to congregate. We love Instagram. That's a lot of contractors. We work with a lot of construction companies are on Instagram posting their own videos. So we're just trying to meet our clients where they're at, or our potential clients where they're at. And here's the thing. A lot of people are afraid to do video right now.
And why is that?
They're intimidated by the process. Okay. And I'll tell you, if you talked to me 6 months ago, I wasn't doing video like we're doing now. And it took a little bit of time to get comfortable doing this. And one of the biggest recommendations I have as somebody who's not a content producer, or I don't consider myself a content producer, I don't consider myself a video guy, but now I'm doing a video every single day. How do you get somebody to go from doing nothing to all of a sudden doing it? Is pick a platform that maybe not a ton of people are on and start practicing.
Sure.
Get comfortable, make mistakes, be comfortable screwing up. Not all of your videos are gonna be perfect. You're gonna say some dumb things. You're gonna look dumb. You're gonna have bad quality with your video. I do a lot of videos on my phone, I'm just doing that. And somebody told me recently, like, what do you have, like an old iPhone or something? Your video quality is low. I said, how'd you know I had an iPhone 5? They're like, I can tell just by looking at the video. Well, I would have never gotten that feedback if I wouldn't have been putting myself out there.
Sure.
So my biggest thing is, you gotta get out there, you gotta experiment, because that's the only way you learn, So.
Yeah, that's great. What kind of results are you guys seeing from that? What's the response been to the content, and what's been the benefit to your business?
Yeah, so the results, the response that we've been getting is very positive. Now, we have, and this is a good thing, I'm a big fan of Grant Cardone. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He's a sales kind of in your face, and he always talks about, you got to get haters. And when you've got, and that the reason why he says that is because if you've got haters, that means you've got, for every hater you've got 50 other people that like what you're doing. But it's when you get people that are starting to say, like, oh, you're putting out too much video, or you're doing this, you're doing that. That means that they're thinking about you, they're talking about you. And so the reason I bring that up is we've gotten to a point now where, overwhelming majority of our response has been positive, but now we're starting to get people that work at other agencies, people that work, across the country, commenting and saying, oh, this one little thing in your video is incorrect. And it's like, okay, so you just commented on my post, which sends it out to a bunch of other people, and maybe, there was this one little technical thing wrong, but the other 98% was spot on. So what are you worried about this one little piece? So I guess for me, that's a measure that we've gotten to a point where enough people are seeing our stuff that it's not just positive anymore. Now we're getting all sorts of comments. And so.
And you welcome that.
I love it. I welcome it. It's like, I'm a nice guy. I like people. And so one of the comments that I heard recently is like, how would you have a hater? And it's like, because I'm out there, I'm pushing it. We had a video recently about social media. I don't believe that you, as an individual consultant, I got a consultant friend who asked me a marketing question, and he did it on video, and then I did a video response. And his question was, should I be hiring a marketing agency to run my social media, or should I do that internally? Well, I wholeheartedly believe you should be doing your own social media.
Sure.
Nobody's gonna know enough about Blue Key Media than the people that are inside this room. You can't hire somebody that across town or across country that's gonna be able to post authentic, genuine content on your behalf on a regular basis, like you can, And so I don't believe that people should be spending a ton of money on agencies that do social media. And somebody who works at a social media marketing agency said, well, I disagree with you. And it was good. We had a good, kind of back and forth, but, our content was out there. She saw it and she felt compelled to say something, So to me, that's a sign that people are picking up, they're noticing. Other results, one of the things that we hear a lot is, man, you're everywhere. You're everywhere. And what, you kind of peel back a little bit, and what you learn is, they went to the website and then they went and looked us up on LinkedIn and maybe added us as a connection, and then they're starting to see our videos all the time on LinkedIn, or maybe they follow us on Instagram. And so just this, this idea that doing video regularly and systematically and just always pushing, and all of a sudden, you're everywhere, and it's like, well, it takes a little bit of time to build that up. But so the result has been, people feel like we're everywhere. And I love it, because we haven't spent any really money on that. We just spend time, So the other thing that I think that's been super helpful from a sales perspective is, by the time I have a phone call with somebody who found us on Google, went on our website, filled out that form, by the time I actually have a phone call with them, they see my face, they've heard what we're about, they kind of know who I am, so it doesn't feel so scary. I'm not this just anonymous person. I'm the guy from the video that, has goofy glasses or whatever, So that's been super helpful, is just kind of building that trust quicker and faster.
Yeah, we've seen a similar kind of result. Just staying top of mind to people in our area, who are following us. It's like that regular video content is getting seen by them, and yeah, we're hearing about it too.
Yeah.
That's great. So paid social, you guys do some of that.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Do you guys run video ads ever? Do you run mostly image and text? Are you running what kind of stuff?
Yeah, the majority is image and text, but we do have some very specific campaigns that we do with video, not only for ourselves, but also for clients. And so maybe the easiest example that I can give is we do a ton in the construction world.
Okay.
And so we've got a couple clients where when a major storm comes through, and these are roofing professionals and exterior professionals. So when hail comes through, we've got some pre-recorded videos that we're able to drop in, put a very targeted geographic targeting on that. And so we use those for videos, and those tend to be very successful. But again, it's a reactive. We're proactive in that we've got everything all set up, ready to go, but then we react to the situation, which was the major storm, and drop that video.
Interesting.
So
that's a cool approach.
Yeah. So that's something that we do on paid social, if you will.
Okay.
Yep.
So let's talk about going back kind of the website performance and just building a website that is compelling, that keeps customers on your page.
Yeah.
What kind of videos are you seeing that help with that?
Sure. So our videos tend to be educational based. Okay. So we've got a really cool video. It's like a 20-minute video, and I've talked to people that have sat down and watched it, and it's the basics of SEO. And so in that video, we pretty much tell you what you need to do to optimize your website. It's granted, it is like higher level, yeah, but it's very clear, like, do this, do that, and your website's gonna rank higher. We give that away. And what people realize is, oh, that's a lot of work. I don't wanna do that work. I don't wanna have to learn those skills. But so what that does is, again, it educates our clients so they understand, what it takes, and it also kind of challenges them and says, like, hey, if I'm working with a different SEO provider and they're not talking about these 3 items, content, technical SEO, and link building, if they're not talking about those 3 things, they're missing a piece. So it establishes that we know what we're talking about, teaches them how to do it if they want to do it, but then also kind of positions us as an expert to, like, yeah, you can do this all on your own. It just takes a lot of time.
Sure.
So why wouldn't you hire someone like us? Those have been really big. The other videos that we've used that I find helpful more on the sales process or the sales side of things is kind of helping people understand what the next steps are in the sales process. Because what I find is I work with a lot of business owners, and marketing professionals that are strapped for time, and maybe they don't want to read as much as maybe people did in the past. It's so much easier just to click on a video and watch it. So using video as a tool to help explain our processes, especially when I'm going up to maybe C-level people that they don't want to sit down and read a 700-word blog, but they'll watch a 2-minute video. Sure. It just seems so much easier to do that.
And where on your website would those videos be? Would they be a blog post, or would they be on some type of page?
Yeah, so most of them are on blog posts, but we also have them on service pages, different areas of the website. Even on our homepage, we have a link to a video.
What's that video about?
Goodness, that's a great question. You caught me without knowing. So I believe that one was the SEO one. It just says it's our latest video.
Oh, you just have your most recent video that just pops up there.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think what our most recent video is, because we're just...
But it's going to be whatever your most recent one is.
Yeah.
Okay, right on.
Yep.
So people are seeing that you guys are producing video content right away when they come to your website.
Yep.
Do you feel like legitimize you guys in their eyes? Like, well, these guys are producing content, video content. Is that something that kind of gives you that perception?
Well, I mean, it helps people realize that not only do we talk a good game, we walk a good game. I mean, candidly, that's what drew me to Hook Agency. I've worked in the marketing space for a while now, and I was drawn to Hook because I just kept seeing, they publish this today, they publish that tomorrow. They're constantly putting out good content. And I've talked to so many marketing agencies that say, well, yeah, we do a lot of really good work for our clients. And it's like, well, show me what you've done for yourself, Well, we don't have time to work on our own stuff. Well, you're a marketing agency. It's supposed to be fun. You're supposed to love doing that kind of stuff. If you're a person that mows lawns, you better have the nicest looking yard on the block. Otherwise, what are you doing? If you don't truly love and believe in what you're doing, why are you doing it? So with video, I think it's just kind of a demonstration that, look at all the blogs we put out, look at all the videos we put out, look at all the content that we're putting out. Why? Because we're content marketers. That's what we do. That's what we love,
We believe in this stuff.
Yeah, it's a huge part of what we do. Every single marketing agency says they do the same thing. We help you get more sales. How do you do it? Show me. People want to see, and I think that's what I found has been super helpful as a sales professional is we've got on our website ways to show what we do. And again, video is a huge part of that. Really important piece of that.
Absolutely. Let's talk about personal branding a little bit.
Yeah.
What does that entail for you, and how does video help you with that?
Sure. So as a sales professional, it's my responsibility to act as a face of the company. And so as a face of the company, video is a huge part of that. And that's what I'm realizing is I can leverage video to get people familiar with my face, familiar with my voice, familiar with our train of thinking. And so video, candidly, has been a huge piece in the last 90 days. I shared this earlier with you this morning is, I don't really like doing videos. I'm really uncomfortable doing them. So what I had to do was I had to find a way to kind of get comfortable. And so on my Instagram account every morning, I do a selfie video myself just saying, here's what I'm grateful for today. And just that regular repetition has kind of gotten me more comfortable doing some of these quick, short videos. So as a sales professional, you need to be on video. You just have to. Sure. And I don't care what your company's doing or what they say. I mean, obviously don't do anything that's going to get yourself fired, but the best marketers, the best salespeople are always pushing the edge. And if you're not pushing the edge, you're going to be stuck somewhere in the middle or even at the bottom. And most salespeople that I know strive to be on that top tier. So video is kind of what's separating it. I mean, I'm sure you follow people that you might not even know them, but you watch so many of their videos, and you may or may not be in the market for what they're selling, but you know who they are, and you know that the day that you're looking for their product or service, you're going to give them a shot. And if someone comes to you and says, hey, I need this product, if you've been watching somebody and following their videos, you're going to say, well, you at least got to check them out. And that's all I want. I just want the opportunity to talk to people, because I know that Hook Agency, we can help a very specific set of people, and then there's a ton of people we can't help. But I at least want the opportunity to talk to see if we would be the right fit or not. And so video has been a huge part of that.
Yeah, so how are you guys creating so much content? What's your process behind what you're doing? I mean, what's your secret on being consistent? Because you guys are hitting it every single day.
Yeah. So I wish I had something super revolutionary, groundbreaking for you. But really what it comes down to is we try harder. We make it a habit each and every single day. And so, yeah, we do have a calendar, and we've plotted it out. We know which videos that we're gonna be doing. So that kind of takes away kind of that in the moment concern. So like for me, my biggest challenge with content, if I don't have a plan, is like figuring out what to write about or what to video about. So having that, you know, we have a content calendar for ourselves. Having that in place is super helpful, because then all of a sudden it's, oh, this week we're doing these 3 videos, and it's like, well, if I know what I'm doing my video about, it's a lot easier to do it. That's why my personal morning videos are so easy, because like I can think of something that I'm grateful for every single day. Well, with these Hook videos, we know what we're gonna be talking about, we just have to do it. And so ultimately, and we talked about this off camera, but ultimately we just work harder. We care, we love what we're doing, and we just make a commitment to getting it done each and every single day. And so far it's happened. So it's not always perfect, it's not always super polished, but it's consistent. And I believe that consistency is as important, or even sometimes even more important than being super polished, is that consistency. I'd rather have somebody, you know, tell me that I spelt a word wrong, or that my lighting was bad, or I didn't have the best microphone, than having nothing for them to look at, right? So that's our philosophy, is we try harder, work harder. And it works now, and will it work forever? I don't know. But I do believe that, you know, hard work will beat talent every single day, you know, so.
Right on, cool.
I wish I had some sort of, you know, big like, well, we just do this and all of a sudden these videos appear, but ultimately it's work, right? And we just put the time in and we're committed.
Yeah, it's a priority for you guys.
Yep.
Awesome. So one thing that I'm thinking about that we touched on a little bit before was kind of measuring the success of videos that you're doing on your website, on social. What are you guys looking at when it comes to videos on your website? To know like whether a video is successful or not?
Yeah. So again, kind of a first measure is, you know, we measure time on site, time on page, because that's an indicator that people are engaging with our content. But it doesn't mean anything if somebody spends an hour on your website and doesn't ever take that action. So what it comes down to is, do they take that action? What's our conversion rate on that page? So a conversion rate is, you know, out of 100 people that visit the page, how many of them take the action, fill out the form, pick up the phone and call us? So that's really what we're measuring. Is we'll take two different blogs and kind of stack them against what's the conversion rate for a blog with a video versus what's the conversion rate with a blog without a video. And we've just noticed that our blogs with videos have higher conversion rates. And higher conversion rate means more sales opportunities, which leads to more sales.
Right on. So that's great. In terms of call to actions in video, how do you craft a good call to action in a video? Because I think a lot of times, well, people just forget to even do it. It's like, I'm gonna make my video, sign off, but there's no next step.
Yep. So that's a really good point. And if you look at some of our videos, you'll notice that we don't have that, we lack in that. But what I do know is every piece of content that we create, we're doing it with a specific person in mind. In our case, is it the owner of a construction company, or is it a marketing manager? And so when we're thinking about, you know, who's the video for, the other thing that we need to think about is, where are they in the marketing funnel or the sales funnel? And depending on what the purpose of the video is, who it's for, and what stage they're in, will dictate what the call to action is. So again, going back to, we've got this 20-minute video on our website, the basics of SEO, and that's really an educational, that's awareness, educational. So a video like that is gonna have a call to action that's like, hey, if you've got questions, reach out, we're happy to help. Or check out some of our other blogs on our website that have more in-depth information on those. So it's kind of, the call to action is just, go look at more stuff, keep educating yourself. The videos that we do that are more sales focused, it's, look, reach out, let's set up a free consultation. But I think that's an area where most people can improve, ourselves included, is including a good, strong call to action at the end of the video.
Cool. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Tracy. The call to action for this video, check these guys out. They're doing great work. Thanks again for watching, guys. We're going to be having 2 of these a month, so expect those, and we'll see you guys soon. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Let us know in the comments what you found helpful and what you want to hear more about in the future from other Fireside chats that we'll have.